Examining an ecosystem from multiple perspectives helps uncover complex relationships between species, such as symbiosis, competition, and predator-prey dynamics. As we focus on the macro adventures of other critters outside of Junia and Baldwin, today we're going to talk about the black field ants, Esther, and learn what's been going on with Ananias II in this macro adventures episode. When we talk about the predator-prey relationship inside of an ecosystem, it all starts with the black field ant colony, the United. As you can see, they are consuming crickets that are near death. I don't like to watch all of the brutality and the gruesome maulings that take place if you put live insects in with these black field ants. They are very good predators, and they'll kill whatever is inside of the ecosystem with them if we're thinking about insects. They're very fast and very curious little ants, but boy are they voracious. They don't have a potent sting, but they defend themselves by spraying formic acid, a natural chemical weapon that irritates enemies. They also can create large colonies with thousands of workers, and they're known for their high activity levels, particularly in the warm months. And these black field ants excel at nest building. The black field ants can construct large underground nests with visible mounds of excavated soil near the entrance. These guys are also polymorphic, with their workers varying slightly in size, with large individuals acting as defenders and heavy lifters in the colony. And one of the most exciting parts about owning these ants is that they are nocturnal and diurnal. Unlike some ants that are strictly nocturnal, these black field ants can be active both during the day and at night depending on the conditions. Now we transition in this macro adventure to talking about the only frog inside the PA Woods Vivarium, the female wood frog Esther. You might be asking, is Esther target trained? Well, take a look at this and let me know. Over the years of keeping Esther, it's been very difficult to film her hunting because she's so calculated and so strategic. She doesn't lunge at something unless she's very committed and she plans on actually capturing the target. If you can recall from previous episodes, Esther had scratched her eye off of the background or some of the branches inside the enclosure. We wanted to monitor her and make sure that this doesn't become a handicap that's too great for her to live inside this enclosure, even though her left eye still shows evidence of the scars from that scratch. It appears that she's doing very well, and some might say she's even thriving inside this ecosystem as she continues to hunt for prey and act like it's just another day at the office. We will continue to monitor Esther and make sure that she's able to live out her best life possible inside this PA Woods Vivarium. It's going to be very interesting to see if she is going to become a formidable predator over the black field ants. Esther doesn't really compete with the American toads because she's nomadic and doesn't really care about the hierarchy dynamic, so it doesn't really matter to her. But in our next update, of course it matters to our patriarch, Ananias II, the only male American toad to claim the throne inside such a hostile enclosure. In my long history of building PA Woods Vivariums, never has an American toad claimed the top spot while there was a female or other creatures inside of an ecosystem. Despite all of that, Ananias doesn't care about statistics and he doesn't care about a history lesson because he's something new and he is one of one. Ananias, since coming into this ecosystem, seized control with the passing of Ace, and he's never looked back. Junia, Baldwin, Esther, and the black field ants, nobody has been able to overtake this little toad. However, the seasons were changing. He was starting to become much slower, and he was starting to look as if he were going to go into some kind of dormancy as he would have a year prior in the wild. With that being said, my tendency around this time of the year is to deworm all of the American toads because I've been fighting parasitic nematodes for nearly a decade inside the woods and forest media community with all of our ambassador pets. They all have to get some type of a dewormer every so often. Ananias had never been given the dewormer until this episode. I was going to coax him out by offering him food, and then hopefully putting the syringe over top of him to run all of the medicine down his back like an IV. This is how we gave the American toads the medication beforehand, and I was sure that it was going to work out. I made sure to offer Ananias a scrumptious bowl of his favorite delicacies. Of course he loves the soft-bodied earthworms, but he also enjoys small mealworms. Mixing that together, it was something that he couldn't take his eyes off of, and honestly, I'm pretty sure he could smell it from wherever he was hiding inside the enclosure, to wake up and come out of hiding to go to the food dish almost like a dog whenever you prepare them dinner. This was something that Ananias was going to give his full attention to and not care about anything else. So his guard was going to be down while he was enjoying this platter, this buffet of all-you-can-eat mealworms and earthworms. But he wasn't going to be alone. There's other American toads that love mealworms and earthworms. So while he was starting to slow down and he was focused completely on the earthworms and the mealworms, it led the opportunity for other creatures to come to the food bowl who were also target trained and try to fill up their bellies just as well. But Ananias didn't invite anybody else to this buffet. He was going to make sure that he kept all of the food for himself, but he was going to have to face an up-and-coming challenger, Baldwin, who's become a very well-established name on this YouTube channel, and he's been battling the likes of Junia basically every single day. So now, the scale seemed a little more even when these two were going to tango. Ananias wasn't going to overmatch him like he had in the past. But it didn't matter. All of this commotion finally gave me the opportunity to apply the medication to Ananias' back, as you saw just moments ago. Now let's take a minute and watch the encounter between Baldwin and Ananias and see how it plays out inside this hostile PA Woods Vivarium. Little did I know this would be the last few appearances Ananias would make for over 6 weeks. After getting the ivermectin, he went into some type of dormancy and he burrowed deep down into the substrate of the PA Woods Vivarium. Just recently, actually tonight as I give this narration, February 22nd, he finally re-emerged. To learn more about his story, the black field ants and Esther, like and subscribe and share for more of the Woods Uncut. Thanks.